Today at Deutsche Auto Parts, we're going to be talking about OBDeleven credits. Okay, so for anybody who's not familiar, OBDeleven is a VAGCOM alternative. We recently put out a video kind of introducing it, going a brief overview of how it functions, and then how to pair it with your Android device and everything else. During that video, we actually got a boatload of comments and response that people who heard the word credits and then they immediately jumped on the fact that I don't want it, they're going to nickel and dime me to death, and all kinds of other responses like that about the credit system. So I wanted to make this video to give you a brief overview of how the credits work so that we can determine exactly whether it's the right choice for you. So let's start with this by saying credits. Credits are intended to be used for what OBDeleven calls apps. Apps are something that you have the option for one-touch coding feature. So for example, our LED taillight harness is a pretty complicated process for coding. It's a bunch of channels to change, over 15 or 20 of them, and they have to be changed. And oftentimes people will make errors in doing that because there's so many channels to change and it gets confusing. The app that they set up is one touch button. You just hit the button and then it's coded. So that obviously is, to me, the credits feature is a huge benefit. Also something to keep in mind, you don't have to use the credits. So if you have a tutorial out there, obviously there are a lot out there online for different coding with VAGCOM. We've put out some around the taillights, around the window coding with remote on Mark 7. If you have seen that or have access to that, regardless of model, that same application should work on OBDeleven without credits, no cost at all. Also, something to keep in mind, obviously you still have the ability to change all the adaptation channels much like you would with a VAGCOM. So let's talk about credit cost. So here we have a list of the credit cost published by OBDeleven. This is the current cost. I make the assumption that there is no intention to change the credit pricing at this point. But also a few things I want to keep note of. You actually have the ability to get free credits. First, when you actually create your account with OBDeleven. First is when you create your account with OBDeleven, but then you also get credits for opening the app, and then also you have the ability to actually get free credits, which you can look at here, where they will display an ad, and then you just get a credit just for actually activating an ad, and then you can close it and it will add 1 credit per time you use that. So you have other options that actually have 0 cost if you just want to add a couple credits here and there and you are looking to get that same apps done free. You know, most of the apps will vary in range depending on what the application of the vehicle is. Most of them around 10. I know our taillight adapter harness coding is 100 credits, which if you were to buy them outright, I think is right around $12 or $14. And so for a lot of people, the alternative relative to what the cost was, especially when you talked about a lot of people we've had who have called us about installing the harness, they install the harness, don't plug it into the vehicle, then drive it to somebody and pay them to code it. For you, number one, it's easier, and number two, it's cheaper because you would have to pay somebody probably $30 or $50 to perform that coding for you, as opposed to then just paying 12 or 14 bucks to code it on your own. Or again, keep in mind, if you have the patience and the time, you can run through 100 ads and then get all the credits you want. So that is a pretty good option. And again, like I said before, to me, it's the best of both worlds. This is actually probably one of the biggest benefits of OBDeleven is, whereas VAGCOM, you had a limited set of structure, and if you didn't know how to code it, you were pretty much left with trying to figure it out on your own or through the forums. And there's a lot of great support out there, and keep in mind that still applies to OBDeleven. But if you don't want to do that and you don't have that access to a specific thing, and there is an app, and again, keep in mind it's going to vary based on model because every model is going to be different, so the apps available for each specific model are going to be different. But that is going to vary, and so you'll have access to all those apps, and it's a one-touch turnkey solution for actually coding your vehicle. So just hopefully that clarifies the situation of you have the ability to still code it at no charge or you have the ability of a one-touch feature at a subsidized rate or a lot better. So thanks for watching.